Hey everyone, YouTube recently got fined 170 million for violating the Children's Online Protection Act, or commonly called COPPA. So as a result, they've had to make some massive changes to all channels from creators. And that's why in this live stream, or if you're watching the replay, I'm going to be talking about some of these massive changes, how they affect you, and also look at some other changes that have been happening, but mostly this is affecting all channels, and there's going to be, you got to change the settings on your channel and your videos. So otherwise, if you violate the new rules that YouTube has put into effect, and more coming down the road, according to FTC, you can be fined up to $42,000. If you go to a court and I guess you don't win the court hearing. So it sounds kind of scary, but I don't think it's that scary because, as I'll show you today, we just kind of go through how it came about and what you can do to correctly set the setting correctly on your channel and your videos. We're talking about the massive YouTube changes, how it affects you, and particularly we're looking at the channel and video settings, and also monetization, because there's some monetization issues related to the changes that YouTube has made. So as I mentioned, I showed that clip before on FTC. I don't know if you could hear that, but what happened, I think this was in September, that Google and YouTube had to pay a record 170 million for alleged violations of the children's privacy law. And this is from the Federal Trade Commission. So they violated the Children's Online Privacy and Protection Act, which is called COPPA. And so basically it's affecting pretty much all channels, as a result of this particular law. And according to COPPA, the requirements, it's basically, COPPA is a law dealing with how websites, apps, other online operators collect data, personal information from kids under the age of 13. So they provide notice, you got to get parental consent before collecting information from kids. You got to have a clear and comprehensive privacy policy, and you got to keep the information you collect from kids confidential. So, so you got to change. They came up with this new settings. I think it happened this week. Probably all received that notice, but this is the new channel settings. So if you want to change the settings for all your videos site-wide or channel-wide, then all you have to do is just go into, log into YouTube channel, and then you go to the YouTube Studio, and then the bottom left, you click on Settings, and then select Channel, and then Advanced Settings, and you'll see this. Do you want your channel as made for kids? So you've got, yes, this channel has made for kids. I always upload content that's made for kids. So maybe your channel's geared for that. No, set this channel as not made for kids. I never upload content that's made for kids. And the third option is I want to review the setting for every video. So I selected no, set this channel as not made for kids. So, and we'll get into a little bit later why you want to check that setting, because if you select the setting, yes, this channel is made for kids, then you're going to lose a lot of functionality on your channel. But if you check no, set this channel as not made for kids, then this will apply to all your new videos and all the existing videos on your channel, so you don't have to do it for each individual video. And then you've also got new upload settings. So when you upload a new video, you'll see the screen that said, is this video made for kids? And then you have to check, yes, it's made for kids. No, it's not made for kids. And then you got an age restriction there too, if it's for over 18. But basically, they're saying regardless of your location, you're legally required to comply with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, and other laws. So you're required to tell us whether your videos are made for kids or not made for kids. So I just checked, no, it's not made for kids, and move on. Then if you do it by individual video settings, then say you didn't do the check the settings for channel-wide settings, then for each video, or if you want to do, if you have a select number of videos on your channel, say you want to do, there's 10 videos on your channel that are really geared towards kids, then you can select the individual settings. So just go log to YouTube channel, go to the YouTube studio, and then you click on the videos tab or videos link, and then you select the video or the videos that you want to change the setting for, and then you just click on edit, and then it'll bring up that number 5 there, the same screen. Is this video made for kids? So if you do it for individual videos, or you want to select a whole bunch of videos that are on your channel, you know which ones uh, are for kids, then you can do it that way too. But I think the easiest way really is to just check that if you check it's not made for kids, then you're going to not suffer from you're not going to suffer from losing access to, and we'll see this later, losing if you do it for kids, then your comments are disabled, you can't have notifications, etc. So we'll look at that later, but that's why it's easier to do it channel wide as made for the kids. So what does made for kids content mean? It's actually if it contains children or children's characters, popular children's programming or animated characters, play acting or stories using children's stories, child protagonists engage in common natural play patterns such as play acting, imaginative play, and popular children's songs, stories, and poems. So here's a more complete list that what does made for kids mean. So when deciding whether or not your channel is made for kids, look at these factors. The subject matter of the video, whether the children are actually your intended audience. Does it have child actors or models? Does it have characters, celebrities, or toys that appeal to children? And is the language of the video intended for children to understand? And are the activities, do they appeal to children, such as songs or games, poems, etc.? So that's kind of just to determine if your videos are made that way. And then how old is a kid? So the definition is the age of a kid in the United States is defined as anyone under the age of 13. However, the age of a kid may be higher in other countries. So it could be 14 or 15 in some other countries across the world. So wherever you are, you've got to consider the factors that described previously in my previous slide as appropriate, given how the kid is defined according to the laws in your country. And then you got to consult a lawyer if you have additional questions. So it's kind of pretty easy to understand. If it's geared towards kids under 13, then then your content is made for kids. And then we also got some restrictions. So some of these restrictions, if you select made for kids, then the comments are disabled. You can't show your personalized ads can't be shown from YouTube. Personalized ads basically means that these are ads that are geared or targeted based upon people's browsing behavior. So somebody's watching a lot of cat videos, then YouTube will serve more cat videos to that particular person. And but they still can, even though the personalized ads will be taken away, they can still YouTube can still serve contextualized based ads. So these are not targeted ads based upon your browsing behavior. Then the info cards are going to go away, and also the end screen's going away. And a note is that you may see some small changes as YouTube experiments and refines the systems over the next few months. So this is kind of currently sort of being rolled out, and I'll probably mention this later, but essentially these are going to go into effect in the January of next year, 2020. And here's a more complete list. So starting in January, when you set the audience as made for kids, YouTube will restrict these features. So personal advertising is going away, comments going disabled. You can't use a branding watermark. Donate buttons going away. Can't use end screens or cards. You can't accept live chat donations. This one also a notification bell, so that your subscribers are not going to receive notifications. Also, no playback in the mini player, and super chat stickers are also won't be enabled, and you can't save the videos to a playlist. So that's quite a lot of restrictions there. The other thing, and I mentioned this already, is that demonetization occurs with the kids' content. So YouTube has said we'll stop serving the personalized ads on content as made for kids, whether designated by you or by the classifier. And in accordance with COPPA, serving personalized ads to child audiences is not permissible. So these are the personalized ads are the ads that are targeted to users based upon the past usage of Google products and services. So this will, of course, result in a decrease in revenue for some creators. There's ones that are targeted in that way. And note that YouTube will also continue to serve the non-personalized ads on content that is made for kids. So it won't get rid of all the ads, but they'll still, it'll still be able to serve the non-personalized ads. So they'll still get some revenue, and they just won't have the personalized ads. And a kind of a way around that. And this is what I did in my last video. My last video was on how to monetize your YouTube channel or monetize YouTube videos without relying on ads, without relying on AdSense ads, without relying on personalized ads. So you could still check, if your channel's made for kids, then you might, if you got monetization, if you remember the YouTube Partner Program and you've got monetization turned on, then you'll still get those contextualized ads, but you could turn all the ads off and just go for a different way that you could monetize your channel. And in my last video, I talked about 21 different ways that you could make money from your channel without AdSense ads, without personalized ads, etc. So you can still do brand deals. You can still sell affiliate products. You can still sell your own products. You can still offer coaching. You could still sell Amazon products. Um, you can do a whole bunch of different things. So you can stack up those different things, and you don't have to rely upon personalized ads or AdSense ads. So for people that are not a member of the YouTube Partner Program, definitely check that video out for other options. And Harley's saying here that I wonder if these restrictions might be relaxed at some time in the future. Yeah, it could quite well be, because this is kind of a new thing that seemed like YouTube, quickly, brought it upon all creators this week and sent out a video explaining it. And so they might relax it. Something that could happen would be that, what if kids want to get permission from, say the kid gets permission from their parents to watch particular videos. So that, I think there's many different ways to look at it instead of just sort of a very narrow view. But I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not on the YouTube staff, so we just have to kind of roll with what YouTube puts out there, and then make some adjustments to our content or to the settings. But I kind of feel for those people like Mr. Beast. I did videos on Mr. Beast was a video conference, and that, I think a lot of his videos are geared towards kids. A lot of fun activity, and if you're playing kids games or kids kids songs, kids poems, etc., then you definitely, your content's going to be affected. And if you have a big channel, then your revenue is definitely going to be affected. Okay, let's move on here. So the demonetization of the kids' content, I talked about. And when do the changes go into effect? So YouTube, this is from the Twitter account, YouTube creators. The new audience setting is to help you better prepare for the broader changes coming in January. So there might be even more changes, uh, which they say that in January they're going to stop serving the personalized ads. So the personalized ads is still being served up until the end of the year, but they'll be entirely gone or disabled, along with comments and notifications to comply with the COPPA, I don't know how you say it, law. Violation consequences. And this wasn't shown in the um, video that YouTube put out, but if you go into the FTC, this, I put that underneath. What are the penalties, for violating the rules? So if you file your videos incorrectly, say you just leave it up to YouTube, you could get fined up to $42,530 per violation if taken to court. So, and then your channel can be suspended or terminated by YouTube if you're found abusing the system. So, if you want to try to skirt around the law or try to not play it safe, then you're just opening yourself up to getting your channel suspended or channel terminated, and you might have to go to court. So you definitely want to, if you haven't changed the settings on your channel, I would do that as soon as possible. And I looked at some of the things that were going on Twitter, and so what does YouTube say about it? A lot of questions came in through Twitter. They said, tagging your channel and videos as not for kids doesn't mean that your content is going to be age restricted. Your viewers can still watch the videos regardless of age. What the change does is remove the personalized ads on videos tagged as for kids. So that's a bummer because you're going to lose the revenue. And then YouTube's also said we are going to use machine learning. It's not going to be human beings, but it's going to be probably the new algorithm is going to help identify the kids' content. So don't be alarmed if your audience has already been set for you by YouTube. In most cases, you'll be able to override this if you think it was a mistake. So I would say set it yourself. Hopefully YouTube doesn't override your settings. And then they say we trust you to self-designate your content. Our systems will only override self-designated made for kids content in cases of error or abuse. Um, so I guess what happens there is that maybe um, you have content that is for kids. Your channel is definitely for kids, but then you kind of choose to not set up for kids, so they could override those settings or vice versa. So just make sure that you don't actually abuse the system. So then what is the solution, for people that have kids content, or maybe have young kids and you want them to watch YouTube? So what can you do? Well, one solution is that you can get the kids app. So let your children watch YouTube via the free YouTube Kids app. So there's a mobile app that is both on the iOS system and for Android. So the beauty about the YouTube Kids app is that it never will run the targeted advertising, so it won't show personalized ads without the Federal Trade Commission needing to disrupt YouTube's main platform. So it's kind of a safe area to send your kids. Maybe they have a phone. These days, kids have phones. My daughter is a teacher of second grade, and she said, "Oh, some of them even have phones in second grade." So, but basically, you can download the YouTube Kids app, and they can watch videos through that. But I think YouTube just wants to cover their backside, cover their self, so they don't get fined 170 million for any violation of the law. Okay, another change that happened recently was the terms of service changes. I'm not going to go through them all, but one of them that caused a lot of consternation said that YouTube may terminate your access or your Google account's access to all or part of the service if YouTube believes in its sole discretion the provision of the service to you is no longer commercially viable. So what the heck does that mean? So they said you can delete your account if they're not commercial viable. So they're going to be updating their terms of service on the 10th of December, and so I kind of looked at a few answers that Team YouTube came up with. And so basically this was in their their new terms of service. I think I might have put that in a link to that in the description, but it's headed under the account suspension and termination. So YouTube can actually terminate your Google and YouTube account. But here's some of the YouTube's replies, because a lot of people want a clarification, so I thought I'd get it straight from the horse's mouth. There are no new rights in our terms of service to terminate an account because it's not making money. As before, we may discontinue certain YouTube features or parts of the service, for example, if they're outdated or have low usage. This does not impact creators' viewers in any new ways. Okay. Another one says, thanks for reaching out. There's no changes to monetization in our updated terms of service. There's no change to the actual YouTube experience, the features you have access to, or how you are paid. So to me, that was still kind of vague, I guess. But anyway, that's what they said, and they'll be updating that on the 10th of December. Home screen changes. Yeah, talk about that. Let me just have a look if you've got any questions on that previous one. But there's some other smaller changes that I want to talk about. But let me hop over here for a minute. We've got some. John is saying that I wonder if a disclaimer in the video and description frees the creator from liability. I wouldn't bet on that. Probably have to talk to a lawyer about that, but I would say to play it safe, you definitely want to check the right settings. Actually, I put a disclaimer in for my, when I put a link in the description for affiliate products, so I kind of put it in there, but you can also check, there's a settings on YouTube, you know, if you're promoting products. And then Harley's saying that I guess not, sort of like people posting material with copyright saying no copyright infringement intent doesn't free them. So sounds like you're a lawyer, Harley. But yeah, I think you're right there. You know, just by having that in the description doesn't, it's not going to help you to keep within the law. And then Harley's saying that copyright stuff is a huge gray area. This issue seems to be more off-white, super subjective interpretation. Yeah, so you know, it's I think it definitely needs more um, clarification, and I guess that will happen as they update the terms of service and etc. And Diane has a question here. I'm well, thank you, Diane. I was wondering if I am now. I'm wondering. I am now an Amazon affiliate available for ThreadUp. Can I get in trouble putting these links in my description and mention them in my lives? Well, I would say that you probably have to check with Amazon. I know they're a bit finicky sometimes about links, so check with them about that. But I put affiliate links in the description, and then I also put a disclaimer in the description as well, just saying that uh, if you purchase from any of my affiliate links, then I'll earn a small commission. And you can also, I think there's a setting, I forget where it is exactly, where you can check the setting on YouTube that you have paid content. Oh, okay. Harley's not a lawyer. All right. So I think I'm going to move on now to some other small changes. There's always new changes coming across YouTube, but maybe I'll just go into some of these home screen changes, which maybe you've seen or haven't seen, but um, they now have bigger thumbnails. Um, they show the channel icon of the creator under the thumbnail. You can add to a queue. You can add the videos to a queue, and you can play them on the home screen. While you're on the home screen, you don't have to close that browsing session, but you can play the actual video on the home screen when you're checking it out. Also got select what to watch next. You got don't recommend the channel, so you can YouTube recommends channels. They got it for mobile and desktop now, so you can select that. I've got a graphic on that, and they've also got a refreshed look of the subscribe button on the mobile. So here's a graphic of some thumbnails. So you can see there the thumbnails. Maybe you can't see there, but basically the thumbnails are a bit bigger. YouTube has said that the larger, and also they have a higher resolution. So that means that when you make your thumbnails, and I always make my thumbnails in 1920 by 1080 instead of a smaller size. So make your thumbnails in the highest resolution possible. So when they appear on the home screen, the home screen is the place that appears in the browse features of your YouTube analytics. So I did a couple of videos ago on how to rank and browse features. So browse features are videos that appear on the home screen and in the subscription feed. So and I've noticed that the last few videos that I uploaded, apart from notifications, the browse features tends to be the highest amount of traffic that I get for new videos. So I don't know if that's the case for you guys and girls, but the browse features is basically what the videos appear on the home screen and also in the subscriptions feed, that occurs on the left. But so what YouTube is saying is that now the resolution is higher, the thumbnails are bigger, much larger, and also the channel icon appears under the thumbnail. So this is as you can see here, you've got different icons that appear under each. These are different channels, and the icon of the creator or the logo of the creator appears under the video. And I can't show you on this one here, but if you hover over a video, hover over the thumbnail, then you can save it to watch later. Okay, you can also, I think let me show you here. So here, you can customize what you want to watch next. So you can select a handful of videos from the home screen to watch next without interrupting the video that you're currently watching. And with the mini player, you get a mini video player that appears at the bottom right. I think it's the bottom right of the screen that plays the video, while that you've selected. And you can organize your queue without even having to leave the home screen. So that's great. You don't, you can watch that little video in the small mini player, and you don't have to. It doesn't have to take up your whole computer. I haven't tried it on the mobile app. I don't know if any of you have tried that, but basically, the new feature they've got here is that you can customize what you want to watch next. So when you hover, like here, you hover over that little icons there. You can watch it later, or you can add it to a queue. So here's the watch later. Um, Took a screenshot of that shows you can watch it later. And then you also got this don't recommend this channel. So now you have more control over the content. So here it's here it shows a drop down. You add it to a queue, save to watch later. So you can save it to a playlist. You could show that you're not interested in these kind of videos, and also don't recommend this channel. So maybe you have a bunch of channels that YouTube is recommending it, so you can select that channel and then just check don't recommend it, and also you can report it. So if you have channels that are popping up on your home screen that you don't want to appear on the home screen, that you don't want them to be recommended, then you can select don't recommend this channel. Okay, we've got a question here. Let's see. Okay, tour build. Hey, good to see you. 15 years old. I think you're in Vienna, aren't you, in Austria? So, um, my wife's from there. Some of my content is not appeared for kids. So, do I still put not for kids? Not appeared. You mean your content is not for kids? If it's not, you can do this by individual videos. So I would say if it's not for kids, then I would just check that it's not for kids, and then that means if you're relying on revenue from your channel for through personalized ads and through AdSense ads, if your channel's monetized, then I would check not check those videos on an individual basis as not for kids. So um, so according to the definition, that you're not a kid anymore. You're 15 years old, so you're not a kid. So you're okay. But yeah, if your content is not for kids, then just mark it as not for kids. Or if it's channel wide, not for kids, then set your whole channel settings to that. And then Dining with CMP says, hi John, will YouTube terminate channels with less than 1,000 subscribers? I haven't seen them say that. If you're going to start a channel, it's definitely under 100 subscribers, under 1,000 subscribers. So why would they want to terminate your channel? So only as I mentioned before, YouTube can suspend or terminate your channel if you're abusing the system. So you just got to follow the YouTube's rules, be familiar with the terms of service, and then you'll be fine. Lilani, good to see you. Nice to throw a shout out to everyone. Hoping everything ends well to all of us YouTubers. Hey, I'm hoping, Lilani, that it's not going to end. It's going to continue and just get better. So just follow the rules and, keep track of the changes that YouTube is making. Last change was, let's go back to the slide here, is the new mobile subscribe button. So here's the before and after. So not much of a change, but looks like they got rid of that little icon there next to the subscribe. So for me, the old subscribe button looks better than the new one, because I'm not looking on a mobile device, but here it looks like the before is stands out more than the faded after one. So I don't know, maybe you guys have to check your mobile devices for that. So if you've got any more questions on that, put them in the chat. Um, I got some resources here you can look at. I got a YouTube marketing book coming out probably before the end of the year at tubebootcamp.com. It's up to 100 pages, single spaced at the moment. But I'm kind of adding all the new changes that are being occurring in the YouTube studio, and how to upload videos, but also the keyword research, monetization, etc. So if you want to get a copy of that book before the price goes up, go to tubebootcamp.com. And then if you're using TubeBuddy, or if you want to use TubeBuddy, it's a great keyword research tool that saves a lot of time. So if you get the upgraded option, which is the star option or the legend option, then use Herman's Buddy at checkout to get 20% off. So they'll save you a bunch of money if you're going to use that tool. But I've been using it for years now. It's great. And then if you're looking for a thumbnail maker, I use Canva, but also use a thumbnail blaster. And if you go to drostvideo.com/thumbnail blaster, then you'll see my review of that thumbnail maker. And you can watch the review video, and you can also see the transcript there. And then if you're not a member of my Facebook group, then if you want to get your thumbnails reviewed, you want to interact or with other members of the group, or ask questions, and also pop news in there from YouTube as things come up, then look at that Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/tube video bootcamp. Oh, and Lisa's saying, good to see Lisa was able to catch you live. Interesting to catch all the changes coming and starting soon. Thanks for the video and talking about all of this. Yeah, it's you almost need to be a lawyer to kind of navigate all the different changes. But um, and I noticed this was one other change I can't show you now, but I showed it in the my previous video, just to mention that if you want to generate revenue from your channel without AdSense or personalized ads being displayed on your videos or shown on your videos, then check that video out. But in that video, I also talk about some minor changes where used to have they used to have 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers to become a member of the YouTube Partner Program. But now they changed it to 4,000 public watch hours. So public watch hours means videos that you made public, but it doesn't include private videos or unlisted videos. So if you have a bunch of unlisted videos on your channel that you think count towards the 4,000 watch hours so you can monetize your channel and become part of the YouTube Partner Program, they are not counted. So they kind of changed that recently in their rules. So when you're trying to get your 4,000 public watch hours, then make sure that all your videos are public, and then you still got to get your 1,000 subscribers. So check out that video if you want to know how to monetize or make money from your channel without all the AdSense ads and the personalized ads, etc. So how many of you have already changed your channel settings to not made for kids. Have you changed that already? I just when it first came out, then I was kind of wondering first, like, what should my settings be? Because when you first look at it, you think, well, my videos are all um, made for adults, but they're also for kids. Like I have some um nieces or kids from my nieces and nephews that are under 13, and they watch some of my videos. So to find out, how to um, create their own channels and set up their channels, etc. Um, so for kids, it might be kind of a tricky one, but they've got new platforms too. That got other platforms like Instagram, you got TikTok, Facebook, etc. So there are other ways, but YouTube is great because it's a search engine, and um, despite all the new rules, I think it's still a great platform to generate traffic to your landing pages, to your products, to your services, to make an impact on the world. To get a bunch of fans or an audience that you can make an impact on. So Harley's saying that, yep, I changed my settings the other day. Yep, you're right on the ball there. And Lisa's saying I changed mine the day before yesterday. And John is saying that does watch hours by non-YouTube members count for the total watch hours count? Yes, it does. Yeah, it's people that doesn't matter. Most most of my traffic comes from non-subscribers, so they so when people are watching your videos, doesn't matter if they are a YouTube um, have a YouTube channel or not, it's still going to count as your watch hours. Now, the other thing that's kind of just a question came to my mind is what if you've embedded the video on your website? Then when people watch the video on your website, does that count towards the total watch hours? So not too sure about that, but I would say the watch hours is probably going to be counted if you're watching it on YouTube, but not elsewhere. Astro Channel, so I barely get any views or subscribers. So um, my newest uploads are changed the settings. Very good. Well, if you're not getting many news or views or subscribers, keep in mind that YouTube is a long-term adventure. I'd say it's a great adventure, and you got to be patient. But just look at some of the videos on my channel that talk about how to get 1,000 subscribers, how to start your channel, how to grow your channel fast, and make sure you've got uh, the YouTube the subscribe watermark across all your videos. Put that, ask people to subscribe in your video. Give them great content, and especially if you want to get views and subscribers, you got to make a great foundation of keyword research. So research the topics that your audience is searching for, because YouTube gives you suggestions, so you don't have to ask people, but YouTube can sort of read the mind of your audience by giving you suggestions in the YouTube search engines. Then if you use a tool like TubeBuddy, you can quickly do the keyword research. And then you've got to just make really good videos with great content that answers the questions that people have, and for sure your channel will grow. So there's just some quick tips there, but study some of those videos that get on my channel homepage, and then also just make sure, I'd say your first 100 videos just don't worry about views or subscribers. Just kind of focus on improving your click-through rate, your audience retention, your watch time, your average view duration. So try to get those metrics up on every single video. So if you can get like 50% audience retention, you can get between 2 and 10% click-through rate, for sure you get your videos going to do well. And then Lisa's saying it took me 2 years to start getting a really good foundation of content. Now picking up a good number of subscribers. So there you go. Yeah, Lisa, it's yeah, it sometimes takes 1 or 2 years depending on your upload. And if you want to go all out, then you can upload, create videos and upload them every single day. So there's a friend of mine says that if you want to get YouTube to promote your videos, like in suggested videos, what you can do is you upload a new video every day for like 5 months. So like a 10-minute video for five, for 5 months, 5 days a week, and audience retention should be at least 50%. Then at the end of that 5 months, your channel will take off. So that's I think that was at the last, not the last one, but the year before that he talked about that, and he's done that with many channels. He just um, uploads videos every day for 5 months, and then you can have your channel take off. But most people would be too stressed to do that, so I think most people don't do it. So I think that's the major updates for this week, and I know that YouTube, I think it's 10th of December. Check the terms of service, and then also make sure you got the right settings for your channel and videos. So want to wish everybody a great day, a great weekend, and we'll see you in the next video or on the live stream. Take care.